We're going to talk about profitability and cash flow today, how to make it better, how to plan for it. I'm here to answer a question from Dwayne. Dwayne asks, how do I make my business more profitable in the off season? Great question, Dwayne. First, though, I want to clarify, you want your business to be profitable, period, right? For sure. Because what often happens in the off season or slow seasons is that our cash flow dips into the negative. And even if you're profitable, right? Even if you're profitable for the whole year. And so I'm going to deal with both of those things for you today. I'm going to talk about profits and I'm going to talk about cash flow, okay? Because you absolutely want to make sure that your store is profitable. Like I said, we're going to chat about that. But you also want to make sure that you're managing your cash flow during the busy seasons when there's extra money so that you're intentional with it during the slow seasons so that there's enough during the off seasons. It's really what you want to predict and plan for those off seasons. That's what you want to do this because every store has them. I see all the time that planning creates time and planning creates peace. It always does. All right, so let's dig into the profit first, right? For a store to make profit, there has to be more staying in than going out. That's really, at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. And there's two components of all of your expenses that contribute to that. The first one is the fixed expenses. So your fixed expenses are the ones that stay the same regardless of how much business you do. You could do twice the business that you do now, and you don't really need more pens. Right? The other thing that's a fixed expense is your rent, your utilities, your insurance. All of those things stay the same whether you're in a busy season or a slow season. All right. Now, the variable costs are costs that fluctuate based on the level of sales you have. They are directly correlated to sales volume. For example, credit card processing is one, right? When you have more sales, your credit card fees increase. Another good is supplies. If you're doing more sales, you need more bags. Store supplies versus office supplies. Office supplies are fixed, store supplies are variable. And your team's payroll. This is a common mistake that people make. A quick side note is that many people will just set up their schedule for the year and just say, okay, this is when you work, this is it. But the fact is that if you do 30% more business in March than you do in February, you need 30% more help pretty much, right? So your team's payroll must vary with your sales. It must. And that's something that many people miss. But now that you know, when you know better, you can do better, right? It makes a big difference. And I have a lot of people say, well, I didn't know that. Like when I hired them, I promised them these hours. Talk to them about it. Just say it's not possible for you. It's not sustainable. It's not. Because you need them to work more during the busy months. So tell them it'll average out over the whole year, but it's got to go up and down. So for sure to become profitable, you have to optimize both types of those expenses, right? To make sure that you're keeping more than you're spending. All right, so now let's get into cash flow. To manage cash flow, you've got to have a plan so you'll know what to do with that extra cash during those busier months. Set yourself up for success during those slower months or during those off months, right? That's what's so critical. And the best cash management system I have found by far is Profit First. By far. The thing about it is that it needs to be tweaked a little bit for store owners. And so that's exactly what we've done with Profit First powered by Retail Mavens. We've tweaked the system a little bit so that it can work its magic on your finances. That's literally how it feels. And I'm going to be sharing why this method is so great and some more great tips for you inside this free training that I have called Calm the Cash Flow Chaos. I love that name because that's exactly what it does. When cash flow goes up and down, it feels so chaotic, right? Dwayne, I get it. And I felt that way, and I know that everybody listening has. So we're going to calm the cash flow chaos and create predictable profits. There is a secret to it, a science to it, and we're going to talk about it. So if you are done running a nonprofit organization, you should join me. I look forward to seeing you there. All right. Mwah. Love you. See you soon. Happy retailing.